So the spread of Buddha Dharma. Would someone like to read this?
May I ask you a question? Sorry. This
Yes.
is from the YouTube video tab, is it?
Yes, in 2008.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we were going to watch the video. Okay, no worries.
Oh, because the video is actually in Tibetan with a translator. So it actually will take a lot of time to watch all the 61 episodes. So I pretty much typed up like a transcript and then condensed the whole thing and present it. Yeah.
So may we invite Constance? Would you like to read for us?
I try my best.
Thank you.
According to the conventional understanding of history, Buddha came to the world almost 2,600 years ago. Buddha Dharma then spread from India and different countries to many others in Southeast Asia and East Asia. Today in Burma, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Cambodia, in these areas, mainly the Pali tradition. Then in China and Korea, Japan, Vietnam, and then also in Tibet and Mongolia. Of course, the Pali tradition is also there. And on top of that, the Sanskrit tradition. It seems in the Sanskrit tradition, the major foreign language is first Chinese language, then second is the Tibetan language. Buddhism flourished in China and at least three centuries earlier than in Tibet. He always considered that firstly, the Pali tradition is seniormost, the foundation of Buddha Dharma, and holders of the Pali tradition are the eldermost students of Buddha. In the Sanskrit tradition, the Chinese Buddhist is the most senior Buddhist student. Then we Tibetans and Mongolians. So wherever he gave teachings to the Chinese community, he always expressed his salutation at the beginning because they are the elder students of Buddha.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, so he's pretty much saying that apart from the Sanskrit tradition of the traditional Indian, the foreign culture, the primary one is foremost is Chinese, followed by Tibetan and Mongolian. So he always gives respect to the Chinese first because they are one of the older students of Buddha, other than the Sanskrit. Yeah. Okay, so now is a transmission of the Nalanda tradition to Tibet. So in the meantime, Dalai Lama also mentioned, half teasing, as far as knowledge is concerned, junior students is sometimes better because Tibetan Buddhism was established by Shantarashita. And Shantarashita was one of the topmost logicians and philosopher of Nalanda institution. So he personally came to Tibet, and then Kamalashila came. Also, is one of his most important students. They are both really great logicians and philosophers. So naturally, the teacher himself, a monk, a top scholar, and a logician. And their texts currently still are very well preserved and very well read by everyone. So you see, naturally, he wants his student to be that way, isn't it? Now, the 21st century, there is rigorous study of all these important texts as well. So now, firstly, they learn by heart, then word by word explanation. And not only just explanation, but learn through a thorough and precise sort of debate. Precision through debate. So generally, the Tibetan's knowledge about Buddha Dharma is not special. But because of these sorts of great teachers, he thinks it has a more complete form or more depth, and therefore he thinks Tibetan tradition is the best. So in later times in India, there are many differences. There are many different masters who create texts, and so does Tibetan masters' texts. And different styles because of different circumstances. But however, in India, there were not only Buddhists. They have also non-Buddhists. So there are a lot of discussion among the top scholars of these different traditions. So they are writing by Nagarjuna and Aryadeva. Then for Tibetan masters' sorts of texts, generally the circumstance were, in Tibet, masters who write texts are all Buddhist. So usually people take it for granted that the audience are Buddhists. There's not much emphasis on comparison. So this book, which is the Bodhipattha Pradipa, or Lamp for the Path to Enlightenment, was written by Atisha Dipamkara, one of the Bengali who came to Tibet in the 11th century. And previously we mentioned the Shantara Shita came in the 8th century. And so when the Atisha came to Tibet, the Nalanda tradition was already very well established by the Shantara Shita. So Atisha then wrote a small text with the aim to provide a kind of a method on how to integrate the knowledge of the various Buddhist teachings in the context of a practitioner of different levels of mental capacities. And the text is known as Bodhipattha Pradipa, or Lamp for the Path to Enlightenment, because the root of all the LamRim text stages of the path text. So in that sense, one can treat this Tsong-ka-pa's text, the great treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment, as a kind of an extensive commentary or exposition of that sort of text of Atisha. Okay, so that's all for the introduction of how LamRim came about and its fate relating to the Atisha's text. So are there any questions?
No, thank you.
All right.